Breaking news out of Washington, D.C., and this one is a game changer, guys. President Trump just dropped a legislative bombshell that has working class Americans cheering in the streets and welfare abusers absolutely panicking. In a stunning double move that nobody saw coming, Trump is officially abolishing federal taxes on tips, overtime, and Social Security, while at the same time simultaneously targeting the welfare lifestyle that has been draining the system for decades. Ladies and gentlemen, we are talking about probably the biggest pro-worker tax overhaul in U.S. history and the most aggressive welfare reform plan that we've seen in at least a generation. This really isn't about slashing benefits for the needy. This is more about cutting off the free ride for those who refuse to work while living off of your taxpayer dollars. Basically, Trump's trying to get rid of the freeloaders. So in today's video, I'm going to share with you guys how President Trump's big, beautiful bill is putting thousands of dollars back into the pockets of working class Americans, why nearly 50% of the HUD subsidies and subsidized households have zero workers in them, and how this bill could wipe out generational dependency once and for all. So stick with me, guys, because in just a minute, I'm going to reveal the clause that's in this bill that the media refuses to talk about. This is the one that could cut off millions from Medicaid benefits, and you're going to be shocked who it actually targets. Now, guys, this is not just about tax policy. This is a cultural reset. And I'm just getting started. By the way, if you guys appreciate the content, please take a second, hit the like button for the video, and let me know where you guys are watching the show from. Are you at home? Are you at work? Are you in the car? Where are you at? So let's get started with probably the biggest win working class Americans have seen in decades. Now, guys, this is something that the media is just not going to celebrate. They're not going to celebrate this because they're so anti-Trump, it's ridiculous. But every server, every Uber driver, every tipped worker in America will absolutely be thanking Trump for this. For the first time in modern U.S. history, guys, tips are no longer taps. President Trump's new bill wipes out federal income tax on tipped wages, meaning if you work in a restaurant, and let me know if you've ever worked in a restaurant. I've worked in, oh my God, I probably worked in like 6 different restaurants. Steak and Shake and McDonald's. Where else did I work? Uncle Vito's. Man, I tried to get a job at Chick-fil-A, but they wouldn't hire me. I don't know why. Anyway, if you've ever worked in a restaurant, behind a bar, in a salon, or for a rideshare service, Uber, Lyft, your hard-earned tips now belong to you, not the IRS. So this is more than a policy change. This is economic justice for millions of people who have been punished simply for working in service jobs. Like, drop me a yes or no. Is that fair, guys? It doesn't seem fair to me. So these folks, they hustle all day long. I was a dishwasher. I don't know about you guys. These folks hustle all day long. They get hit with these unpredictable hours, weird, stupid shifts. And for years, they've watched the government take a little bit of bite out of that one little, out of that part of their paycheck that literally actually they earn directly from customers. And it's like restaurant folks generally don't earn that much unless you work for like a really nice restaurant, Well, not anymore, guys. And Trump didn't stop there. He also abolished the tax on overtime. Now think about that for a second, right? He abolished the tax on overtime. That's right, guys. For every firefighter pulling a double shift, every nurse grinding through back-to-back 12-hour days, any nurses out there, guys? Let me know. Every warehouse worker, I worked in warehouses, any warehouse workers out there? Every warehouse worker putting in that weekend OT, those extra hours are finally worth a little bit more because Uncle Sam doesn't get a cut. No more penalties for working harder. No more watching overtime pay get drained by taxes. Yeah, this is what Trump means when he says, make work worth it again. And the best part, we're just getting started, guys, because in just a minute, I'm going to tell you exactly how this bill takes things even further, abolishing taxes on Social Security for seniors, delivering the largest middle class tax cut in American history, and of course, boosting take-home pay by up to $13,000 for the average family. But before we get there, we need to talk about how President Trump's team is crushing the welfare leech culture, guys. The same culture that's been draining America for decades. Now, this isn't some generic pitch. This is real. I ended up with no coverage for drugs, no copays after they cut me off Medicaid. I called Chapter. We talked for a long time while he checked to see what plan will work for me. Chapter found me a plan that gave me back my medications at zero. My Medicare premium is zero and copays are $20 instead of $89.50. Thank you, Mr. Yates. Hey guys, I just had to include this comment that I got from a previous video, guys. It was an amazing comment. It made me feel really good that someone was able to benefit from the help of Chapter. That's the power of Chapter, guys. They don't guess. They go through every plan to help you keep your doctor and to make sure that you're not missing benefits that could put money back in your pocket. So yeah, you don't have to figure this one out alone. Give our friends at Chapter a call at 909-563-8279, or better yet, hit them up on the website. It's way easier at askchapter.org/Ron, and get the help you deserve, and do like they did and comment back on this video and let me know how much money you were able to save. I really appreciate that. Can't wait to hear from you guys. Now let's talk about the other half of this historic move, guys. This is the part the media really doesn't want you to hear, okay? Basically, Trump's he's handing tax relief to workers. He's also not actually dropping the hammer on those who have turned government aid into a lifestyle, okay? So let's start with this. From now on, if you're an able-bodied person and you want a government check, you're going to have to work for it. Under Trump's plan, any able-bodied American receiving housing assistance or welfare must work, attend job training, or volunteer at least 20 hours per week. Not 40, not full-time, just 20. This is a part-time effort in exchange for full-time support. Now, if you're truly disabled, you are protected. If you're elderly, you're protected. But if you're able-bodied and just refusing to contribute, the free ride is over. Anybody on SSDI or SSI watching the video right now, let me know, guys. So this brings us to something even more shocking. There was a recent HUD study that revealed nearly 50% of households receiving taxpayer subsidized housing had zero working adults. Zero. As in, not a single person in the home has a job. Now, Trump's team, led by HUD Secretary Scott Turner, he said enough is enough. Housing assistance was never meant to be a multi-generational lifestyle. And if you need proof, I want you to listen to this. Turner personally visited a public housing project where a woman told him she had been living there since 1973. That's over 50 years in the same welfare supported unit. Her mother raised her there, and now she's raising her kids there. Now, this is not just a policy failure. This is a cultural crisis, and Trump's administration is aiming to end that cycle once and for all. Essentially this, public housing, Turner said, should be a stepping stone, not a destination. Now, of course, we're going to expose how over $26 billion in HUD grants and $700 million in welfare bloat are finally being slashed, and why the media is lying about Medicaid cuts. Guys, they want you to think this bill hurts the poor. But what we found out, wow, it's going to blow the lid off this entire narrative, all right? Now, here's where things go nuclear. While Trump's team is giving workers a break, they're also launching a full-scale crackdown on waste, fraud, and freeloading that's been quietly draining our welfare system for decades, guys. Now, let's talk numbers, okay? Over $26 billion in state rental grants, another $700 million in bloated HUD-administered programs. All of this is now under the microscope. President Trump's big, beautiful bill gives the green light to purge the system of programs that don't serve the American taxpayer. And they're going to be funneling those dollars toward things that actually help people get back on their feet, not keep them trapped. Now, of course, the second that these cuts were proposed, the media lost their mind. Trump's cutting Medicaid, $10 million to lose health care. 10 million people are going to lose health care. Cruel, heartless, anti-poor. This is what the media is saying. Do you guys believe the media, or do you think Trump is actually trying to help people? If you think Trump is actually trying to actually help the average American, drop a 47 in the comments, guys. But here's what they conveniently left out. Not a single U.S. citizen, not a single legal immigrant, not a single one of these people is being kicked off Medicare under this particular plan here. All right. So if you're, basically there's no single U.S. citizen, not a single legal immigrant is going to get kicked off of Medicare. This is what the media, though, is trying to put fear into people's hearts about. And it's a lie. The only ones that are losing coverage, illegal immigrants. That's it. millions of undocumented migrants who were quietly funneled into Medicaid under Biden, they're now being removed from a system that they were never really supposed to be a part of in the first place. And so here's the bottom line, guys. If you're a real legal citizen, your benefits stay. If you broke into the country and tried to game the system, well, then the game's over. And that's about all there is to it. So no, this is not anti-poor. It's pro-American. It's pro-taxpayer. And it's about reclaiming resources for the people who actually paid into them. Now, you're going to see how it's not just a budget reset. This is actually a cultural reset, guys. So we're also going to we're actually talking about a national push from welfare back to work, a new alliance between agencies like HUD, HHS, and even Dr. Oz. Yes, really, even Dr. Oz, and a direct message from President Trump to the media. This is for the workers, not for the freeloaders. So stick around, guys, because what you're about to hear could really redefine the way that America thinks about welfare forever. Now, what we're seeing here, it's not just a budget adjustment. This is a full-blown system reset, guys. So let's go ahead and break it down quickly, okay? So first, Trump's not doing this by himself. This isn't just HUD working in a vacuum. There is a coordinated, sophisticated effort across multiple agencies. We're talking HUD, Department of Agriculture, Health and Human Services, and even allies like Dr. Oz, who's emerging as a key public figure in promoting workforce-based health and wellness reform. This is the kind of all hands on deck that has been missing from Washington for decades. Everyone from top administrators to local housing authorities is now being forced to reassess how these programs work and who they really serve. And while the Trump administration is laying out some real numbers, concrete plans, and life-changing policy shifts, the media is losing its mind again. They're calling it extreme. They're saying, oh, it's mean. They're calling it, targeting the vulnerable. But Trump, his team is not backing down. They're firing back with one simple truth. This bill is not about cruelty. It's about clarity. And as they put it, this is for the workers, not the freeloaders. That's the heart of this entire policy. Because let's be honest, guys, America was never meant to be a welfare state. America is built, it's a country built on opportunity, ingenuity, entrepreneurship, and yes, hard work. And so when you create a system that punishes hustle and it rewards idleness and laziness, you don't just bankrupt the budget, you bankrupt the soul of the nation. And so whether it's no tax on tips, no tax on overtime, no tax on Social Security, or a bold crackdown on generational dependency, I think Trump's message is very clear. No more free rides, only fair chances. And that is the stunning move that the media did not want you to see, guys. So if you support the policies that reward work, that empower families, and that finally put the American taxpayer first again, let me know, guys. Drop a quick yes in the comments down below if that's the case. Also, be sure to share this video. Call your congressman on the phone and tell them that, hey, make sure that they get behind this thing and pass the big, beautiful bill. So if you haven't already, hit the like button for the video. Drop a comment. Are you for this new direction or are you against it? Let me know, guys. Oh, and do not forget to subscribe to the channel for more real news that you're not going to hear on mainstream media. And if you're 65 years old or older, maybe your parents are 65 years old or older, don't forget to reach out to Chapter and find out how much money they can save you on your Medicare expenses. As always, this is Ron. I'll see you guys on the next one. Hey, by the way, guys, if you're one of the real ones who really enjoy what we do here on the channel, you've got to check out the Inner Circle. This is where our true supporters get exclusive access to content that I just can't share here, completely commercial free. It's also the best way to keep this channel going strong. So if you want to be a part of something special, join us over there. Links in the description or in the pinned comment down below.